Welcome back to Living Local. Walter Wick Hidden Wonders is a special exhibit that opens on July 6th at the Figge Art Museum. And here to tell us more about it is Joshua Johnson, Senior Co-Curator at the Figge Art Museum, which is also this segment's sponsor. Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this exhibition and what people can expect.
So Walter Wick has been a children's book photographic illustrator for about the last 30 years. People will know him from his famous I Spy series.
Of course, yeah.
And so, that first version of that came out in 1991, so it's something a lot of us grew up with,
yes.
And now, we're sharing with our children,
yeah.
And so there's kind of generations of people that have come to his photographs. So this exhibition allows you to kind of really see his the whole breadth of his artistic practice from when he was kind of a more general landscape photographer to someone who was exploring kind of scientific optics and then focusing more on the kind of large storytelling that he's doing in these children's books illustrations. And it's really a fantastic way of really engaging with art in kind of a fun and whimsical way.
Yeah, and it's something, like you said, we do remember from our childhood,
yeah.
And many of us may not know that, that stuff leaps out of the books,
yeah.
And it can be seen at the Figge, and that's going to be such a cool exhibition.
Well, and that's what's amazing. We're used to engaging with Walter's photographs in books that are, held in our hands, very small size.
Right,
but
right.
now in the Figge, you're looking at photographs that are sometimes 4, 5, 6 feet wide. So, you can really see all the very intricate details of these setups that he's creating. And people think there's all sorts of digital manipulation going on in these, and there's some of that.
Sure.
But a lot of this is model setups, and he's suspending things in the air with monofilament and fishing line. And then he's doing some editing after the fact, but a lot of it he's physically creating. And you'll actually see in the photographs there are some models from his photographic sets that will be included in the exhibition.
Yeah, when I Googled at Walter Wick, there's some really cool behind-the-scenes footage of him, within the models that I was like, oh, that's really neat. I've never seen that side of it. Yeah. And some of that is included in the exhibition.
Yeah, so we have about 6 of the models from the photographs that'll be exhibited in the exhibition proper. And there's also a kiosk where people can really drill down and see some more of the technical processes that he's using to create these amazing photographs.
That's so cool. Yeah, his work is fascinating to me. And like I said, as a child, I only knew him from his books, but I started preparing for this interview. I was like, oh wow, he's done so much. His breadth of work is kind of amazing.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because you think that there would be such a real disconnect from the kind of earlier, more landscape-based photography and then the later kind of illustration stuff. But there's this connection of this interest in optical illusions and being able to find these things both in nature and in the setups that he has that really make you aware of kind of the optics or the science of seeing.
Yeah.
And so it's a really interesting connection of a whole kind of artistic career.
Yeah, and you've mentioned a few pieces that will be on display, but let's talk about that a little bit more. And what are some of the things you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, I'm partial because I really love the models, but also there's so many great kind of storytelling elements to this. A time-traveling robot going back to visit a princess in the past, or things, more traditional stories like Hansel and Gretel. There's all sorts of stories embedded in Wick's photographs, and this exhibition really allows us to tell them in a meaningful way. So that, it's hard to pinpoint one particular piece that we're so stoked about.
You're right.
But we're excited about all of it.
Yeah, and it's important that the Figge offers, not just the classes, but exhibits like this, because it's stuff that people don't have to travel far away to see. They can see it right here in the Quad Cities, and that's great.
Yeah, and Walter's photographs have been kind of exhibited around the country, but to my knowledge, he's never really come anywhere close to Davenport before. And this exhibition is being organized by the New Britain Museum of American Art in Connecticut, near Walter's kind of hometown.
Oh,
so
cool.
This is really kind of his kind of hometown exhibition coming to us and getting to share it with this community as well.
Yeah, well, give us the details. So it opens on July 6th.
Yes.
And it runs through November?
Yes, it runs through November 17th.
Okay.
And so also the thing I should really mention is that we have free admission throughout the entire month of July, sponsored by Kyle and Jill Warner.
Love that.
So anyone who wants to come and see the exhibition is going to be able to do so free of charge. And there's all sorts of programming scattered throughout the month of July in conjunction with this exhibition. So we have our Big Picture in the House, where we have some kind of family-focused programming on Wednesday mornings and afternoons. We also will be having a reception where Walter will be there in person for members of the museum on July 17th. And then there's also a free public talk focused on families specifically on the 18th at 6:30. So if you want to meet the artist himself, you know, kind of the man behind the curtain,
Yeah.
come on either of those days and it's going to be a great time.
Well, that's amazing that you have Walter Wick coming to the Quad Cities. That's incredible, man. I love that. And what do you hope, you know, visitors will take away from this exhibit when they see it?
You know, Walter always talks about there being this kind of childlike exploration in his photographs that he never wants, you know, as much as he's mired in the kind of technical aspects of photography, he doesn't want people to lose the really kind of childlike wonder which with he approaches these things in his studio.
Right.
He talks about, remember, playing with these things on, you know, these model setups on his like dining room floor as a child, and he's still doing that in his studio now.
That's so awesome.
So I think that kind of sense of exploration is what we hope people take away from this exhibition.
Yeah, and you mentioned free in July, so that's important, all month, and that is incredible. Just go to the website, you can find out all the information on the classes, and you have so many, and all the events and everything you have coming up. So, hey, Joshua, thank you so much, man, for spreading the gospel. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Again, this segment was sponsored by the Figge Art Museum. For more information, go to figgeartmuseum.org. We'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.